guys, today we are going to talk about conditional statements. So let's go ahead and get started. Conditional statements are a hypothesis followed by a conclusion. So generally they are in an if-then form. So a hypothesis followed by a conclusion. We write them if-then. Right. If-then. So normally it is if the hypothesis, then the conclusion. So an example might be if you make a good grade on the test, then you make a good grade for the 6 weeks, or something to that effect. Does that make sense? So the hypothesis is the part that follows the if, and we can denote that with a P. Don't ask me why they chose P. The conclusion is the part that follows the then, and we denote that with a Q. Again, I don't know how they chose these symbols. So our conditional statement is our first initial statement. It's if the hypothesis, or if P, then the conclusion, then Q. So we write that P to Q. If P, then Q. The converse, on the other hand, we switch the Q and the P. Oops, P. So now we're saying if the conclusion, then the hypothesis. So we're just switching those around. The inverse negates both the hypothesis and the conclusion. So we're negating the hypothesis first and then the conclusion. So we're saying if not the hypothesis, if not P, then not the conclusion, not Q. The contrapositive negates both the Q and the P. So again, we're switching those around, switching the inverse around. So we're saying if not the conclusion, then not the hypothesis. Let me give an example, and hopefully this will make a little bit more sense. So if a polygon has 3 sides, then it is a triangle. So this is our conditional statement. Our hypothesis is a polygon has 3 sides. And our conclusion is it's a triangle. So if P, then Q. The converse, let's switch those, okay? If a polygon is a triangle, then it has 3 sides. So we just switched our 2 statements around. So if Q, then P. So it's important to remember when you're writing these sentences that they need to make sense. So if you wrote, if it is a triangle, then it is a polygon with 3 sides, then okay, it makes a little bit of sense. But just make sure whenever you're switching things around that they actually make sense. Okay, inverse, if not P, then not Q. So if a polygon does not have 3 sides, then it is not a triangle. So I took my first conditional statement and I just put not in front of it. If the polygon does not have 3 sides, then it's not a triangle. Okay, so now let's switch those. If a polygon is not a triangle, then it does not have 3 sides. Okay, so try this one on your own and ask me or anybody around you if you need any help. So this one is if points A and B and C are on the same line, then they are collinear. So write the conditional statement, converse, inverse, and contrapositive. Also, when we're looking at these statements, we're not just writing them down. We need to analyze them. We need to say if they are true or false. Some of them you might be able to debate both answers, true or false. What you're looking for is a counterexample. If you can find one counterexample, then the statement is false. Okay? So this is what we are going to be practicing today.